नहीं पता नहीं, जो धारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ खोना, who asked you, even zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy. Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We were in verse number 17. We just recap and then go ahead. Deha Indriya Mano Buddhi Prakriti-bhya Vilakshanaha, that which is of the opposite nature, Vilakshana. Lakshana means what? Nature. So, Deha Indriya Mana Buddhi. What are the Lakshana nature of these? Deha Indriya Mana Buddhi. Their nature is, they are finite, they are constantly changing, they are subject to modification. In the same manner, if we imagine the self is also of the same type, then there is no way to discriminate. Therefore, all that is changing is established with reference to a changeless substratum. The gold doesn't change. All the things which are superimposed on the gold, that changes. The water doesn't change. Water continues to be water. Let it be an ocean or the wave or a rain or an ice cube, it makes no difference. In the same manner, if we are able to observe all the changes and also recognize we are not undergoing any change. How do we do that? Dekho, suno, observation. If you undergo change, comment will begin. If you don't undergo any change, no comment will begin. These 2-3 words, if you take them in letter and spirit, all your spiritual practice is done. So, tadvruti sakshanam vidyat atmanam rajavat sada. Now, the teacher continues. Vyapruteshu indriyeshu atma vyapari iva avivekinam drishyate abhreshu dhavatsu dhavanniva yatha shashi. It is actually the clouds are running, but when you see the cloud and the moon, it appears as if the moon is running. So the movement of the clouds is superimposed on the moon. Now this is the general example. Now you take your day-to-day examples. Okay? Therefore I told you, whatever we learn, we have to apply and discover. And it should not remain information, it should become experience. So, one example. You are sitting in the car and in the front seat, somebody is driving for you, and you look at the road and a car is moving in one direction, and what we see the road is moving in the opposite direction. But is the road moving? No, it is not. But we are seeing how can we discard our own experience. The road is running in the opposite direction. Now, if you want to realize that the car is running and not the road, what you have to do? Jump from the running car. You will be realized. Now the same thing. Body is changing, but we feel I am changing. Body is becoming old, but I feel I am becoming old. What is to be done? Jump from the running car. Jump out of the body identification. Can there be something simpler than this? Hey friends. But we are justifying that body identification is natural. It's not only me, everybody. Remember one thing. The truth is not determined by the law of majority. See, majority is seeing the sky blue. Does it mean the sky is blue? But everybody sees that. See, my friends, therefore do not get carried away about what others say. Trust your own experience. See. So, drishyate abreshu dhavassu dhavanniva yatha shashi. Similarly, vyapruteshu indriyeshu atma vyapari iva avivekinam. The eyes are seeing, but we, out of our ignorance or aviveka, lack of discrimination, we think, I am seeing, I am hearing, I am painful, I am happy. See, therefore, this simple mathematics, experience without experiencer. Experiences are not the problem. But when the identification with the experience takes place, then we start reacting and samsara begins. And then we justify. See, it is not only me but everybody on this thing. Then you join the majority, which is of fools. The truth is not determined by majority. You know what is the law of majority? Majority is that of the fools. And democracy is also that of the majority. Therefore, in democracy, the fools are ruling the wise. Right. Therefore, we have to go through all experiences, but don't get entangled in any experience. Now, continuing, you are not chanted. 50, no, not 50. This is now 19th verse. Atma Chaitanyam Ashritya Dehindriya Manodhiyaha Swakriyartheshu Vartante Suryalokam Yatha Janaha. Deha Indriya Manodhi. All our faculties, including the bodies. Atma Chaitanyam Ashritya. As on the support of the conscious blissful existence, these body, etc., they swakriyashu vartante. They are involved in the world like Surya Lokam Yatha Janaha. We are sleeping and then the sun rises and then we get up and then we start moving in this world. Again, when the sun sets up, everything is closed, we go to sleep. In the same manner. It is in the light of this consciousness that this world comes into existence. And when the light of consciousness is withdrawn, meaning when we are no more identified with the body, then we continue to be without becoming anybody. This is very simple, friends. Identified with the wife, you will become a husband. Identified with the children, you will become a mother. So what can be done? This is true, but it is not ultimate. Then, whatever are your duties according to your position in life, do your best. But do not carry that as a worry burden throughout life. Because worries are sterile. They don't deliver any result. On the contrary, they take away our inner strength. Therefore, Atma Chaitanya Ashritya. So, slowly start doing this experiment with yourself. Sounds are heard and sounds are produced. How we produce the sounds? We keep on talking to ourselves. After this lecture is over, I'll go and pack my bag, and after that, I get time. And here Brahman and there Brahma. My friends, recognize this. We talk to ourselves always with reference to the future. And how it can be stopped? Only remember this much. Where are you at a given period of time? Now, like we are in satsanga. What we should be? Satsanga. But instead of remaining satsanga, we take the phone. Here Brahman is waiting. Yaar, mujhe dekho na. See? Spirituality is not something great, my friends. Simpler than the simplest. So when we are thus, wherever we are, be 100%, you are in the highest stage of meditation. So, Atma Chaitanya Ashritya Dehendriya Manodya Swakriyartheshu Vartante. So, one sound we produce, talk to ourselves. Second, sound comes from outside. And the world is created. Now we have to discover this. What? Stop talking to yourself. What is speech? A chain of words, chain of thoughts is a speech. So when you stop talking to yourself, your mind comes to a halt. See? Like now. Then to make it more enduring, last longing, and deep, add one more parameter. Not only don't talk to yourself, but also listen to silence. The more you want to listen to silence, even the minute sounds you will be hearing. Because ears can only hear. Ears cannot hear the sound or rather silence. Then what is the meaning? Listen to silence. So you stop talking to yourself. One part you have conquered. Second part, listen to silence. Don't get disturbed by any sound. Now can you spell out what this experience is like? It is unlike anything because Ekameva Dvitiya. There is no comparison. It is not like this, like that. Suppose somebody tells me, Swamiji, he is my eldest son. What will be my question? How many more? The eldest. But when somebody says, he is my only son, will the second question come? See? Every day you can discover the truth in every experience. So therefore, we have to come to this point. Neither we are the source of creating sounds, nor we are getting influenced by the sound. The net result is we are we, whatever we are. That doesn't mean we are stones. That doesn't mean we are dumb. We are very much live. And for this we told you one quality of the mind. Quiet, alert and vigilant. Quiet, no reactions. Alert, but aware of everything that is happening around. Vigilant, no impressions are allowed to be formed on the mind. It's not, no, relax, relax. Because what is the ultimate? Na kuch pana, na kuch khona. Then what is life? Time pass, relax. Therefore, the more you give importance to this, the mind will be disturbed. So be in this, but don't give importance. You are at peace. Dehendriya gunan karmani amale satchidatmani adyasyantya vivekena gagane nilatadivata amale satchidatmani. The Satchidatma, the self that we are, Amale, it is free from all impurities. What are the impurities? Change and modification. So where are they? Deha Indriya Guna Karmani. So the body, activities and the qualities. These are constantly changing. Body is changing, then gunas are changing, then karmas are changing. Now these three changing factors are superimposed on the unchanging conscious blissful self which is untouched by any change. They are adhyasyanti avivekena. Adhyasa means what? Adhihi asaha. That which is recognized out of the wrong notion is adhyas. So what is adhyas? The standard example of Vedanta, snake and the rope. Unless you bring the snake and the rope, Vedanta is not complete. There was one village like this, Kanha, and there was one family, a farmer's family. And his son was good for nothing, not doing anything. 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. So father got frustrated. If you are good for nothing, go to that ashram and learn something. This is what people think. In Allahabad it happened, many years before. I went to somebody's house, Agrawal, I still remember. They had one son, 6 plus and 4 plus. And when we were sitting for taking food, I said, Mahatma ji, join. Aap khao, aap khao. I said, okay, I have come for that, I'll eat. Naturally, the mother felt bad. Swamiji, see how arrogant he is. We are fed up of him. He is good for nothing. He doesn't study. He doesn't go to school, college. He doesn't work. And he is so strong, eating and sleeping and bullying us. He can lift his father and throw out. We are all afraid of what to do with him. Swamiji, yes, you take him to your ashram. I said, how do you know, Amma? My mother also sent me like that. So what is the general understanding? See? When you are unfit for everything, you are a fit for becoming Babaji. The most unqualified people in the world are fit for two things. Either become a Babaji or become a politician. We have to ourselves understand. So this boy was sent there and he came back after 5-6 months. So what you all learned? What is there to learn? Everybody is searching for a snake. They are not finding out anywhere. The rope and the snake. Snake and the rope. Exactly the same way. Adyasyanti avivekena. Avivek means what? Something is perceived, but what it is not known. And then our earlier knowledge is brought and some superimposition takes place. Suppose in a place we are going, you do not know anything there. No, so darkness, you can't see anything. Will you imagine there is a snake? No. But if you are going in the evening time, and something is there, you don't know what it is. Anyway, you go and you happen to step on that rope, and because it is round, it will little bit roll and move. Oh God, I think there was something. Now, what is that something is not known. Then we will imagine similar type. Will anybody say, I was going, I didn't know it is rope, I stepped on that, and I thought it is elephant? This is not happening. And then what do? We take the torch and stick for what? For killing the snake. So we go in search of the snake, but what do we find? It is a rope. After we have discovered it is a rope, will we continue our inquiry? This is okay, thank God it is a rope. But where the snake has gone? Our questions are like this. See? Therefore, the teacher has given another example. Gagane Neelatadivat. After we know through the physics that the blue color of the sky is optical illusion. Sky is not blue. After you know perfectly, and yet when you look at the sky, it will continue to appear blue, is it not? Then what will be your understanding? Although it is blue, although it is looking blue, but it is not blue. Exactly the same way. Although this world appears real, although there are changes, although we go through experiences good or bad, yet it is not true. And if it is not true, what will happen? We will stop reacting. What is the reaction? I don't like blue color. Let us paint it green. No. Because we know it is just illusion. Therefore, Tehendriya guna karmani amale satchidatmani adyasanti avivekena, because of lack of discrimination. Again and again we have to work only on this. And this process, therefore I told you, spiritual practice according to Vedanta Shastra is not a part-time profession. It is a full-time preoccupation. And how it is full-time? You are at peace with yourself. Running here, there, Ajnanam manasopadhehe कर्तृत्वादी नीचात्मनि कल्पन्तेम्बुगतरे चंद्रे चलनादि यथाम्भसः. Ajnanat, because of the incompleteness in knowledge and understanding, manasa upadehe kartrutva adini. The kartrutva abhiman is in the mind, not in the body, not in the self. So kartrutva adini atmani kalpyante. They are imagined that I have done something. See, friends, when eyes are open, we see colors and form. This seeing is happening. See, whether you want or you don't want. When you stand in front of the mirror, what the mirror has to do to reflect? Nothing. It is natural. But then just imagine, if the mirror starts reacting, see, hey, old man, get away, let some young girl come. The young girl comes, hey, hang around some now, before some oldie comes. No. Therefore, reflect, but don't react. In short, let our mind be like a mirror. Therefore, mirror does not have a past. Mirror does not have a personality. Whether it is the God coming and standing or a devil coming and standing. No. There was one mirror seller in Dwarka, and it was a very hot sale. Anybody who sees in that mirror, he will be seeing his most beloved one. So, all the people, when they used to see, they saw Krishna, because Krishna was dear to all. Then they say, for all of us, Krishna is dear, he is seen in the mirror, but who must be dear to Krishna? So they approached. And they told, now you see in the mirror. He said, no, I don't like anybody. No, you have to see. So he said, you will regret after. No, we want to know whom you like the most. And he stood in front of the mirror. And everybody was wanting, my picture is there, my picture is there. Like when we take the picture, you see the picture, where is the... We don't see the whole picture, we see ourselves. No? So, everybody started seeing, but their picture was not there. Whose picture was there? Shakuni Mama. Shakuni Mama was dear to Bhagavan Krishna, yes. He was the one because of whom the whole Dwapar Yug could be concluded. Had there been no war, we don't know how long it will continue. Hey man, get out. Go and kick him. Not four. Four people are not. He's still alive. When one man is taken care of by four, therefore I have to specify, he's still alive. So, Ajnana, because of this wrong notion, incomplete knowledge, doership, etc., is superimposed on, and then I have done that, I have done that. And therefore, the principle which I told you, experience without experiencer, action without doer. What is the difference between karma and action? In action, there is no sin, there is no merit. But when action is owned by somebody, I have done this, I have not done this, then the action is converted into karma. Therefore, the word is karma phala, not kriya phala. Karma phala. And this is because of that we suffer. Therefore, kalpante ambugate chandre chalanadi athambasaha. Like the reflection of the moon in the waters, if the water is moving, it appears as if the reflection is moving. This is also a very simple thing. See? This I have, not from the books, but what I personally experienced many years before. I was very young that time. There was some place where my lectures were there. So as usual, I reached before time. Nobody has reached there. This happened in Assam. Assam means lahe lahe. Lahe means slow, slow. And they don't say only lahe lahe. They say lahe. That is also very slow. So I was sitting outside. There was a nice lake, and we were waiting for the people to come till the hall opens. In the center, there was a pillar, whatever it may be. So I was watching. Waters were still, pillar was perfectly reflected. Then my spiritual experiment started. So I thought, see now, reflection is there. Now I put one dry leaf on the bank only, little bit on the water. So the ripples started slowly coming. Where the ripples were going, there the reflection was also moving like this. Again I started thinking, is the reflection moving? It appears to be moving, but it is not moving because it doesn't exist. It appears in the same manner. Because of some event, good or bad, I become miserable. And then when I find out the one who becomes miserable, is he there? Therefore, wisdom is, don't try to improve anybody. As you cannot improve the quality of the moon's reflection in the water, you cannot improve anybody in this world. We have to ourselves know this. The one who is miserable is somebody. This also we told you. Remain as nobody, you cannot think. Become as somebody, you cannot stop thinking. And that one, somebody, because of whom thinking happens, is that body real? Therefore, when the marriage happens, the girl becomes a wife. When divorce happens, what happens to the wife? Where she goes? Is the wife dying? He cannot die by why? He was never born. Then what was that husband and wife? Time pass, illusions. But when you take illusions as real, we want to fish out the reflection of the moon from the water. This is called as impossible undertaking, ashakyanushthan. See, friends, so the Guru wants to improve the Shishya wants to help the Guru. Both of them are in dumb. Nobody can do anything to anybody because nobody alone exists, anybody doesn't exist. Therefore, kalpante ambugate chandre chalanadi asambasaha. The movement of the water is superimposed on the reflection and the moon. Ragecha sukha dukkhadi buddhau satyam pravartate sushupto nasti tannashe tasmat buddhestu natmanaha buddhyam satyo pravartate. When we are alive, awake, our mind is functional, then only raga, ichcha, sukha, dukkha is experienced. And sushuptau, in the deep sleep, the buddhi is withdrawn. The buddhi goes back to the consciousness. The sushuptau, tannashe, there is no buddhi, there is no body. And because there is no body, therefore, where is all joy, sorrow is only in the buddhi, not in the self. You don't have to do anything, my friends. Therefore, experience without experience, miseries are there, but nobody is miserable. Like Bhagavan Ramakrishna was asked by his devotees that you are having such a terrible pain and you ask mother to remove your pain and all that. And he had a problem. He was not able to understand what they are telling and they are not able to understand what he is telling. He was telling, I am not having pain. And what they were seeing the pain in him. See, friends, because his identity of I was different from Ramakrishna as seen by the people. They were taking him to be somebody. But he was the one supporting everything, untouched by anything. See, friends, therefore the only way is keep the space as the ideal. Gross space supports everything, rejects nothing, doesn't get influenced by anything. So what is the gross space? Absence of everything. So make this space as the ideal. Let it be space like Gaganopamoham. There is one text, Avadhuta Gita. In that Avadhuta Gita, this is the topic. Main theme is Jnanananda Samarasaha Amruto Akashakalpam. See? Like the space. So what is the space? Space supports two things. One is the shape, forms. Second is the names, the sounds. But shape does not have either the form or the sound and their impact. Like the cobra doesn't suffer from poisoning. The sugarcane does not have diabetes. In the same manner, the space is not influenced by, touched by the names and the forms. If we make this space as or the object of experience, we will merge in the space. But you know what will happen? On the way, you will start seeing illusions. Why? Because we are seeing the space through the eyes. And then what is the illusion? Oh, the space is blue. And then it is real. And then we have to clean it. Then we have to repaint it. But if we come to know the blueness of the sky which appears is an illusion, we will enjoy the blueness, but we will not react to that. Exactly the same way, this world we see as long as our sense organs, our mind is functional, it will be seen. But then, although it is seen, when we do not take it as a real, we will enjoy, celebrate, but not suffer. This is Vedanta. So, Ragechali Sukadukado Buddho Satyam Pravartate Susuptau Tannashe Nasti Tannashe Tasmat Buddhestu Natmanaha. All the things are happening in the intellect, nothing to me. Prakashor Kasya Toyasya Shaityam Agner Yatoshnata Swabhava Satchidananda Nitya Nirmalatatmanaha. Like light is the essential nature of the sun, Toyasya Shaitye, the waters are cold, and Agnehe Ushnatha, and the fire is hot. In the same manner, Satchidananda is Nitya Nirmala. Nothing can touch. Mala is impurity. What is impurity? Impurity is duality is impurity. How duality happens? When we are functioning through our sense organs, mind, and thereafter take it to be real. Therefore the samsara begins. Seeing the things is no problem. Now see a young boy, he moves here and there. How many girls he must have seen? So many of them. But nothing happened. But with one Dumbo, he goes and catches her. Because to that girl he started reacting. So seeing the world is not a problem. But when we start reacting, then only the problem begins. Therefore, let us recognize the Satchidananda Nitya Nirmalata. We are ever uncontaminated. Now how the contaminate comes in our mind, in our life? Because we are carrying the burden of our past and also the worries of our future. Stop your mind. So that which supports the changes and the changeless. That which supports the presence and the absence. That is the ultimate truth. It is beyond the presence and absence. Even to say Satchidananda to Paramatma is an abuse. Why it is called Sat? Just to deny the Asat. Why it is called a Chit? To deny the inertness. Why called Ananda? To deny the miseries. It is a negative expression. It is not a positive expression. Because what is positive expression? Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. that which does not fall in the purview of the sense organs, speech or mind. How can you talk about it? Therefore, in Kenopanishad, it is other than the cause and effect. And what is our problem? For us, only cause and effect is the reality. Why God created this world? One person asked me, youngster, I said, did God tell you He created the world? No, He didn't tell me. But you people only tell. We also tell you are murkha. We accept. See, friends, where is the world when we are snoring away in deep sleep? Where it has gone? See, friends, we are all leading our life in the virtual reality. When you take virtual reality as actual reality, you will suffer. Virtual reality is useful, but not real. Like when you get married, virtual realities are born, husband and wife. The husband is useful for lifting the bags. Wife is useful for cooking. But that doesn't mean that they are real. No. After some time, then, these days when the boy and girl meet each other, they have question answers. Last question, okay, last question, you last question. So the boy asks, do you know driving? Yes, very good. She asks, do you know cooking? Yes, very good. Hey friends. Therefore, recognize this that you are. Atmanaha Satchidanam Shascha Buddhir Vrittiriti Dvayam Sanyojya Cha Vivekena Janamiti Pravartate. Now we take a part of the Satchidananda Atma, meaning the reflection of consciousness, Chidakasha, Chidabhasa, the Satchidananda Amshascha Atmanaha, Mruddehe Vritti, and the thought in the intellect. These two are brought together, Sanyojya, brought together, Avivekena, by the wrong understanding. And thereafter, Janami iti pravartate. Therefore, I told you again and again, any experience which is gathered through sense organs, mind and intellect is a samsara. Through the sense organs, we gather the objective world. Through the mind, we gather the emotional world. Through the intellect, we gather the conceptual world. We are neither an object, nor an emotion, nor a concept. You are over. This experience of yours is God realization. There is one text, Tripura Rahasya. In that text, it is distinctly brought out. Every one of us, every day, go through Nirvikalpa Samadhi dozens of times. But we do not recognize. We recognize the waking experience. We recognize the dream. We know the deep sleep. But there is a fourth one also, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Every one of us go through. But that is not known to us. Now this experience, is it through sense organs, through mind, through intellect? Is it a concept? Is it a feeling? Is it an action? Is it a perception? We have done nothing. Only change your focal length. Myopia. That is all. So, Atmanaha Satchidamsha and Buddhi Vritti, they come together and a non-existing entity is born. The birth of the experiencer is exactly like birth of a husband or a wife. Who is the father of the wife? Husband. Because after marriage only she is born as a wife, is it not? So who is the father of the wife? Husband. Who is the mother of the husband? Wife. Have you thought over this? But how can it be? Because they don't exist. They're just a story. Like you come across stories in our Puranas. Once upon a time, what time God knows. The friends. Therefore, Janami iti, I know, I don't know. Both of them are useless. Continuing further, Atmano vikriya nasti, buddhir bodho na jatviti, jiva sarvam alam jnatva, ज्ञाता दृष्टेति मुह्यति. Atmanaha vikriya nasti. The self doesn't get undergo any modification. Now just see your own experience. We can never experience that we have changed. Everything around us is changing. Right from our body, change. Our perceptions change. Our liking and disliking has changed. Our priorities have changed. Our values have changed. But we continue to be the same. Now what you have to do, tell me here. Atmanaha vikriya nasti. And buddhehe bodho na jatviti. See? And the intellect by itself cannot have experience because it is jada. Like this object is kept on this object. This is inert. One object is inert and the place where the object, that is also inert. Will there be any problem for them? In the same manner, when the buddhi is inert and therefore the buddhi will not know whether something is on me or not. But when the same buddhi in association with the chidabhasa, it becomes as if enlivened. Now this is a very subtle point you have to understand. See? As you are looking at me, there will be two types of lights. One is a common light and second is a specific light. In common light, you are seeing my face like any other object. But on the face, wherever there is, the skin is tight, there you see specific light. Ek raat mein do chand khile. So here I can see many chandramas. See? So there are two lights. One is common, second is specific. So in the common light, the intellect is. It is inert. So intellect is an object. But in that intellect, there is a capacity wherein the consciousness can reflect a chidabhasa and as if the intellect has become enlivened. Now, what is the consciousness knowledge? Intellect inert. When reflected with the reflection of chidabhasa, then from that chidabhasa, another light comes out. Now to understand, take an example. If the waters are kept, these waters are seen. But in that water, if the sun disk is reflected, then from that reflected sun disk, there will be another light coming, is it not? The water cannot give light. Where from it is coming? From the reflected sun. Exactly the same way. Consciousness is knowledge, but same consciousness reflected in the buddhi vritti, the thought, is called chidabhasa, and from that chidabhasa, another light comes, and then I know notion happens. In deep sleep, this is not possible because intellect or mind is enfolded and kept below the pillow. Therefore, in the deep sleep, we are nobody. What is waking? Waking is again, the intellect gets identified with the body thought. In that body thought, consciousness gets reflected, Chidabhasa is born. So, consciousness plus the thought in the intellect and the reflection of the consciousness in the thought, these three things together is called as Jiva. The man, the reflection in the mirror of the wife, and the reflection itself. These three factors put together is called as husband. Now, who is miserable? Husband is miserable. Where is he? Where the husband goes in deep sleep? When the intellect is closed, no reflection of consciousness can happen, and therefore there is no husband. And therefore, what remains? Consciousness. What is that? Bliss, happiness. Therefore, krrr, krrr. In one of the camps in Melbourne, it happened. Next day, that couple came. Swamiji, he snored so loudly, I could not sleep the whole night. I said, but you slept in the meditation, so it's okay. You tell him, don't smoke, don't snore. When I tell him, he says, I am not snoring. And again continues. I said, Mama, I will take his side. To whom you are talking is your husband. The one who snores is not your husband. Swamiji, I said, this is Vedanta. See, friends, look at the world with the eye of wisdom. You can never be miserable. Like a director of a movie. He knows what is going to happen, everything. He knows what is that. Actually, nothing is happening. But the audience, oh God, oh, miserable. Therefore, Atmanaha Vikriya Nasti Buddhe Bodho na Jatviti Jiva Sarvamalam Nyatva. When the Jiva does understand this thing clearly, this mistake of his own, then he is liberated. The seer seen, the knower known, these have no meaning in the absolute self. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahed naham jiva paratmeti jnatasche nirbhayo bhavet. Rajju sarpavad atmanam. See, again our snake and the rope has to come. Rajju is the snake. There was one lady in Pune, I used to call her Snake Amma. Why do you call me Snake Amma? Because your name is Rajju. She was called Snake Amma. So, Rajju Sarpavat. It is the rope, but it is appearing as a snake. In the same manner, we are essentially divine, but we imagine I am Jiva, I am miserable. Friends, here basic thing please recognize. Yesterday probably I told you, we are all expert in blaming others for all the problems of our life. It is our default settings. And what we will do, we will only complain. Complain is not a solution. Then think properly. What we have to think? See, whatever is happening in our life, we are squarely responsible. First step on the spiritual path. Stop blaming others. If I, as a husband, always complain, I am miserable because of my wife, so where will be my attention? On the wife. And what will be that attention? To improve her. This is called as Ashakya Anushta. It can never be done. Then what is to be done? Step by step. You are squarely responsible. But why she is torturing me? Now you want a question, answer. Because you are intelligent or intellectual. Then what the scriptures will tell? Dekho beta, in the last life, you have tortured her. And therefore, during that torture, she was observing Karwa Chauth. So she will not leave you till next 7 lives. Oh yes, she will come again. But then what can I do? Yes, this is a good question. Now behave properly with her. Don't condemn her. Don't scold her. Don't blame her for every small little thing. Then what will happen? Then net result. You will stop blaming her and you behave properly with her, you will be at peace. But then I'll tell you further, yes, in the next life, she will not be your wife. Really? I am ready. This is Vedanta. But then we take the jiva to be real and then do the sadhana and open all the chakras. Then you will have various powers. You can read somebody's mind. You can touch and do something good to somebody. There was one man. He did all his acrobatics, called God. God, give me some power. I want to serve the society. So many people are dying out of cancer. Every drop of my blood of my life should be for improving the cancer of the world. Bhagwan Tathastu. And Bhagwan went. Didn't stop for a second before he modified the thing. Then he was very happy. Now he went out. Like those who had the desire of becoming a doctor but could never become. After retirement, they study the homeopathy book. And then thereafter, they go from house to house. घर में सब ठीक है, nobody is ill. Nobody is ill. Because they wanted to be doctor. And for everything, next Vamika 30. So this man now want to do good to the world. Is anybody having cancer in your house? Do you ask anybody such a question? But then he has to improve the cancer of the world. He got one victim. Cancer, hey, cancel cancer. He took a pin and suck this. So when you are totally desperate, you are ready to do anything, even naturopathy. So he took that drop of blood, like a Ayurvedic medicine. And then his cancer gone. Do you think he will keep quiet? He is a cancer ananda. Next day, in front of his house, there were 10,000 people standing, cancer patients. He saw, oh God, they will bleed me totally. Again he ran back to God. God, take it away. I don't want it. Don't meddle in God's creation. We are here for our evolution. And evolution is we empty ourselves so that He can fill. Therefore, God does not come, God manifests. Bhagwan Ram, Bhagwan Krishna, they were not born by a Prakata Kripala Adi Nadayala. Bhagwan manifests. Because where he is not, when you remove the content from your suitcase, is the space coming from somewhere? It's already there. It manifests. In the same manner, we don't have to become divine. Our divinity is covered by these stupid things. Empty them, and there you are. Therefore, Rajju Sarpavada Atmanam Jivam Jnatva Bhayam Vaje. When we take ourselves to be the Jiva, we'll suffer. Therefore, remember, there is no freedom for the Jiva. There has to be freedom from the Jiva. This is so simple. Freedom from I, not freedom for I. Freedom for I means what? I get miserable because of this wife, I divorce, get married again. So, आकाश से टपके खजूर पे लट गए. You can get freedom from the jiva only by knowing there is nothing like jiva. So, naham jivaha paratmeti. So, what is the spiritual practice? This. Miseries will be experienced. When you don't become miserable in spite of the miseries, you are divine. If you have a driving license, whatever may be the traffic, you are able to negotiate through. You are a perfect driver. But you must have seen there are some drivers, they constantly go on reacting to every traffic. See how he's driving, see how many holes. A good driver is what? See, one old couple, this is my time pass. When old couples are there together, chabi bhar ke chhod do, you enjoy that. I was somewhere and then I said, hey, you are in USA, you were driving? Swami, I got a driving license. How many dots you have got? Penalty was there. Not one. It's clean driving license. If he says like this, do you think wife will keep quiet? How can you get? Did you drive any time? You have never driven a car and you claim I have never committed an accident in the same manner. I had no problem and therefore I am happy. What is the greatness about it? Your wife is a terrible one and yet you are happy. That is God realization. If your wife is very nice, this is just example. If your wife if your wife is very nice, understanding, intelligent, caring, is it possible? Suppose she is like that and therefore you are happy. What is your contribution? Hey friends, therefore, naham jivaha paratmeti. Therefore, again and again, remind yourself. How to remind? I told you Maha Mantra. When she is talking, you should not talk. When she is not talking, you should not talk. There will be peace prevailing in and out. आत्मावभासयत्ते को बुद्ध्यादीनीन्द्रियाण्यपि दीपो घटातिवत् स्वात्मा जडैस्तैर्नावभास्यते. The one light alone is illuminating everything. All the things, they cannot illuminate the light. Now come to subjective experience. Vision can see all colors and forms. All colors and forms cannot see the vision because they are jada. This is the example. Atma eka eva avabhasakaha. The self is but one and illuminating everything. What is illuminating? Buddhi adi indriyani api. Intellect, mind, their modification and the sense organs, everything is functioning in the light of this consciousness, but none of them can ever be able to comprehend what is consciousness. Therefore, we told you that experience where the operation of sense organs, mind, and intellect is invalid, that experience is our essential nature. Be attentive. If you have to see something, you have to put efforts. If you have to hear something, you have to put efforts. If you have to feel something, you have to feel efforts. If you have to understand anything, you have to feel efforts. Not to be, what is the effort? No efforts. So what is this experience? Being and knowing is one. In all other experiences, being is followed by knowing. This is an object. Then I know this is an object. So there is a sequence. First, the object is comprehended, then it is known. But is this sequence happening in our experience? I am number one. I know I am number two. No. See? I don't know whether the book is there or not. There is one book. Knowing is being. Knowing and being cannot be separate. When knowing and being are separate, then you are living at the mind level. Object is being. I know, knowing. So where knowing and being is divided, it is samsara. Where knowing and being is one, it is Paramatma. So how do we attain it? Don't get lost in this world. What is that? Where from it has come? Who is he? What happened? No need. Therefore, in the beginning I told you, do you know who was the 9th President of America? Does it make any difference? What is the gestation length of a kangaroo? Yeah, I don't know. Does it make any difference? It makes a difference whether we know ourselves or not. But we are so much lost in this world. Why the government is corrupt? Can you do anything? No, relax. Therefore, a seeker is the one who is living in the world, but living beyond the boundaries of the world. This is what is called Jivan Mukta Purush. So, Atma avabhasayati ekaha buddhyadi indriyani api. All the faculties are eliminated by the self. Deepo ghatadivat, like one lamp is illuminating everything. Swatma jadaihi na avabhasyate. But all of them, all the objects cannot illuminate the light in the same manner. All the faculties can never know the truth. And therefore, my friends, this I am telling you again and again, any experience gathered through sense organs, mind or intellect is the samsara. Then what is to be done? Let the experiences happen. Like when an object comes in front of the mirror, the reflection will happen. So things will be seen, will be heard. But the choice is ours. Dekho suno, bolo ya mat bolo is our choice. Tell me, can there be any simple spirituality like this? You don't have to get up in the morning, 7:30 come for meditation. Sit down properly. Take deep breath. Which nose? Left nose or right nose? No, the third eye. Don't get carried away by all these things. Remain normal without any extraordinary around us. The day we are able to drop being extraordinary, understand, you have taken a big leap on the path. This is the meaning of the sannyas. What is sannyas? Name and the form are dropped. Earlier name is dropped. Then one child asked this question, Swamiji, why there is Ananda in your name, Anubhavananda? All the Swamis have got Ananda. Why? I said to remind them, for name's sake, be happy. See? Otherwise, Ananda Swarup Dukhi kyo? See, friends, therefore, the name is changed and then the form is also changed. What is the form? Like you are dressed in a proper way, in a nice way, and we dress in such a cartoon way. Therefore, do not get carried away by all these things. Continuing further, Swabodhe Nanya Bodhecha Bodha Rupatayatmana Na Deepasyanya Deepecha Yatha Swatma Prakashane. Now this is another important. The light itself doesn't require any other light to show his presence, is it not? Similarly, Swabodhe na anya ichha. What is the meaning of self-realization? You are free from any desire, including God realization. What will you do after God realization? Don't have that wrong notion. We don't have to, we are. We don't have to become divine. Let the divinity express through us. When divinity expresses, like the space, doesn't oppose anything, supports everything, doesn't get influenced by anything. And the best part is, that is our natural state. Reaction is not our natural state. It is cultivated. It is the acquired status. Therefore, Swabodhe na anya bodhecha. All your desires will disappear. Because bodharupatayatmana, because we are of the nature of the experience. We don't have to know, like we know the objects through the sense organs, etc. We don't have to know through the sense organs or the mind or the intellect. No. Na deepasya anya deepecha. The light doesn't require any other light. Tatha swatma prakashane. Therefore, whether I am or I am not, I don't require anybody's certification. I know what I am or what I am not. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.